So like, I'm gonna teach a Simmons real quick, talk for a little bit, and then we'll get into what we're actually gonna do, okay? So I cut my knee, and I have an underhook. I have an underhook, and I'm sliding through. This arm could be cross-faced, it could be holding the elbow, holding the sleeve, it could be double underhook, it could be pinning, it could be holding collars. But for right now, we're just sliding through and getting this position, okay? Look what I'm talking about, just for the brand new beginners. I've got my knee cut, my knees in between. I start to push his knee down. I'm calmly with my hand, not over here like this, but right next to his leg and his hip. Cuts underneath him. I push his knee open. I'll grab the shoulder or the lapel. Start sliding my arm inside. I can even be holding his elbow. Does that make sense? Len, can you do that to me? So like everything, and then I'll tell you three. Okay, yeah, underhook, underhook. So everything here is dependent on the freedom of my head in the crossface. If Len crossfaces and grabs his hands together, I'm screwed, right? So if he also blocks that space with his head, you put your head down, that's another thing he can do to screw me from being able to do this technique. But knowing that, I'd also not like him to control my arm too hard. But if I have the freedom to reach over and grab his wrist, gi or no gi, if I want to do a sleeve grip, I'm going to prefer a reverse punch grip. You see that? Not any other kind of grip. If you're going to take the time to make a gi grip, then we're going to make that one. Otherwise, we're going to grab the wrist like this. So I'm going to let him pass, and I'm going to tuck my elbow on the inside. He keeps sliding through, and that's okay. Keep coming like you want to chase the front headlock with my back, and I'm going to sit to butterfly guard. You guys see that? Okay, one more time. So all I'm doing is just taking advantage of the fact that Len didn't connect his hands. He got all the way here. Right? He might even be pulling this elbow up or pulling this hand up. But if I went like this, I can rescue myself. He comes and slides through the path. Now look what I do right here. I got to a turtle position. Now I'm going to lift my knee and sit through to like I'm sitting into a butterfly guard position. Like end result or whatnot, I'm just getting my guard back. Last time, I'm here, then gets his half guard going. I'm like, oh, too far. Reach across. Even if his head's all the way down here, but not through, guys. We still have space to get through. I'm going to be fighting for this. Keep your head there, keep your body stiff, strong. Like I'm going to be fighting for this space here. See that? So I got my wrist underneath him here. Even if he shoots a darce, right, with the right arm, even if he shoots a darce, if he can't connect his hands, it's okay. As long as he can never connect his hands. I gotta expect though, at a certain point, I gotta let him slide through, otherwise I'm wasting my energy. So I let him go. Then I build my base up, and then I'm gonna start to sit to butterfly guard. Up, and then I sit. And this is just getting your guard back. We'll talk about when Len decides to try and chase my back. Turn into front headlock. Does that make sense, guys? One person only go. One person continuously go. Ready, set. All right, gets his pass going, right? A few of you guys, once you get to this arm grip, and just so you can throw this out here, look at this defense if someone's grabbing your arm, right? Otherwise, tell me what else you got. When he's cut his knee all the way through and I'm here, you could try some reverse sweeps that way or letting go and trying to get up and wrestle, but like, getting rid of grips is always a cool thing in jiu-jitsu. But some of you are trying to pass his wrist up in the air for one, but also even higher than his shoulder. You're working against yourself. So once I actually want to put him on the ground, this now makes a connection for us on the ground. Here, the weight is entirely on my right shoulder and my ribs. So I'm stuck underneath him should I build my base. You see what I'm saying? Once I do this, now I'm free to go ahead and build my base. I want you guys to think of it like this, right? So like you either get up with your arm in the air and this one there, or you're gonna go. Right, so that's I'm gonna get that arm, put it on the ground, build my base with it, sit into him. Right, so now you can notice that movement. He's here, got his arm, he goes all the way through, his head's not down doing the tripod pass. I get my arm through somehow, I get my wrist through, boom, I put his wrist on the mat. I'll even knee him in the ass with my left knee. Look, go ahead and pass. See what I'm saying? I'm the one who made the move first, so therefore I'm going to be a little bit ahead of the game. Same person, keep going, and then we'll switch in a minute. Fix that though. Ready, set? In the front headlock, okay? Come over here on the side. We're just going to talk general, like he's got a head and arm front headlock. This way. All right, now he can have all forms of grips. Okay, when it comes to, he could be trying to fight my arm across. He could be doing a chin lift. He could be doing a guillotine. he could be trying to throw my weight on my waist and take my back. So I'm on the defense here, okay? I don't care what you do from the bottom, but you should defend your neck first. It does not mean to ball up and be scared. I hate that bad rep that jiu-jitsu gets and fighting down on the bottom and wrestling out, trying to wrestle on top and that kind of stuff. I'm gonna fight for my neck, and then I'm gonna try and come back with a sweep or try and re-attack immediately, okay? It's just gonna come into a couple different ways. So he's got head and arm. We're gonna do it this way so that you guys can be talked to here. So in this example, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna cup the one that's next to my neck. Okay? There's ones where I can sucker drag, there's ones where I can sucker drag and close the hip. But right now, I'm just gonna cup the one that's next to my neck with my free hand. Okay? And then I'm gonna try and get my next hand to the inside, and I'm gonna start backing away and trying to break the grip, okay? So as I back away, I'm gonna try and break the grip. He's gonna chase me and try and take my back, and I'm gonna have to sit the butterfly and concede. Usually he's reaching over just like Landon is trying to grab my back before into a seatbelt. He was hoping I'd stay here and he'd seatbelt me, right? He'd make that grip. I'm trying to keep that hand separation as long as possible. He circles around me, I concede, I get my underhook right here. I've already got my wrist set up for a butterfly sweep. I take his wrist, shove it between his legs. Throw the underhook and lift the butterfly. Come into mount, and I stabilize mount, holding mount. Okay, so recover and come back right away. Again, he's got the front headlock, and I start defending my neck, and I can bring both hands here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post on my knee, the side that his arm is on my neck, and start pushing my head out. So I come out this way. Grab the gangland. I can't come this way. This would be a sucker drag. I can't turn my head, what is that, counterclockwise. That would have to be a sucker drag if I'm holding his wrist. When I hold his wrist, I have to come out this way. Look, I have to push and come out that way. He's going to try and take your back. I must now sit that butterfly hook in. Boom, I sit to the side, get it nice and tight, shove the wrist in and fire back with the butterfly hook, landing in mount with a high underhook, back. Does that make sense? Fire back. Ready, set.